Welcome, Mastering Our State. Today we're looking at one of the foundations of NLP, our emotional state. Most NLP training teaches us to change our state. That's useful, but it typically focuses on only changing our state as a first approach. I think we actually have three choices. We can deliberately change our state, we can first act and allow the experience to change our state, or we can become curious about what our state is trying to tell us. Maybe there's some important information there before we attempt to override it. Learning and exploring when to use each is part of mastering our state. Let's start with the traditional NLP approach, supposing we're nervous before giving a presentation. NLP offers many ways to change that state. We can change our physiology, breathing. We can remember a time when we felt confident. We can ask ourselves better questions. We can change an unhelpful belief or develop a new story to tell ourselves. We can let go of the state through acceptance and use anchoring to get back to what may be a much more useful state in that context. These approaches work. I recommend them. But changing our state isn't always the right answer. Sometimes our emotional state is interference. Sometimes it's information. What's core? The first option is classic NLP. If our state is temporarily getting in the way, we change it and get on with the task. The second option is almost the opposite. Sometimes we're waiting to feel confident before we act. In reality, confidence comes after action. We make the difficult phone call, we have the conversation, we give the presentation, then our nervous system learns something important. I can actually do that. Sometimes this is the quickest and most effective way to change our state, simply to begin. The third option is the one I think many NLP trainings underemphasize. Instead of immediately changing our state, we simply become curious. What is this feeling trying to tell us? And that may in itself change our state. Is it an old pattern that's appeared hundreds of times before? Is it out of proportion to what's happening? Or is it a warning? Is it warning us about something we've noticed without consciously realizing it? Not every comfortable feeling is a problem to solve. Sometimes it's really useful information. The real skill isn't becoming brilliant at one approach. It's knowing which approach fits the situation. What this means? Remember, our state affects far more than how we feel. It affects how we communicate, how we lead, how we coach, how we influence other people. Two people can ask exactly the same question. One asks from judgment, the other asks from curiosity. The words may be identical, the state behind them isn't. The impact on everybody else is very different. This is why mastering our state isn't simply about feeling better, it's about making better decisions and communicating more effectively. Call to action. I'm Michael Beale, CEO coach and one-to-one NLP trainer. If you would like to explore these ideas in more depth, you're welcome to book a complimentary 30-minute discovery session. Otherwise, please watch the next video. A question. When you think about a recent challenging situation, what approaches do you naturally use to change state? Do you change your state, act first, or listen to what the state was telling you? Would one of the other approaches have worked better? Please post your answer in the YouTube comments. As always, thank you for your attention. And be aware I've written a very detailed post with this video. If the topic is of interest to you, feel free to read it. Again, thank you for your attention.